Hey guys, welcome to Mr. Smith's Kitchen. Brian, Mr. Smith Kitchen. And tonight, even though we're a few days late, and I apologize for that, being, well, it will be Saturday by the time you see this video. It's Friday now. But I wanted to bake something with you, all the same, and we're going to do Payday candy bars. Well, a copycat version of it. I already made them once, just to kind of test the recipe, see what's going on. Most of them didn't get great reviews as far as recipes went that were online. Watched a couple videos, pretty much the same thing. But I did find out a couple of things with the first batch I made, and I'll share that with you on this batch. But it's really easy, and it doesn't involve the oven. It's something pretty quick to put together and very snackable. So, that being said, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Hope you get something out of this video. Check out some of my other videos and get something out of those, or enjoy them at any rate. If you're returning, thank you. Welcome back. Lots of new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. That's awesome. The channel's growing every day, and that is amazing in my mind. Not something I saw coming at all. But that's still cool. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Definitely doable. If you do that, it does a couple things. Lets me know how I'm doing. If you liked the video, didn't like the video, it also gets us out in the algorithm for YouTube and puts us on other people's feeds, and we can continue to grow our neighborhood and be a community of good neighbors, you know, who take care of each other, look out for each other through food and just being a good neighbor, you know, kindness, being mature adults who respect each other and their differences. The subscribe button right down below me, block, rectangle, like this, says subscribe on it, or subscribe on it, depending on how this video comes out. Right next to it's a notification bell that lets you know when my videos come out. Most weeks are Wednesdays and Thursdays, but Trick or Treat was this Thursday, and I forgot about it when I said I was going to make these on Thursday. So I'm making them tonight, Friday. You'll see this video tomorrow on Saturday, or whenever you get around to watching it, obviously. And yeah, so let's get down to the counter, and we'll start making some copycat Payday bars. All right, hold on for me 1 second. We're down here to the stovetop, and I mean, literally, this is really, really easy. And like I said, they don't turn out bad, but I did learn a couple things along the way. First thing you're going to need is a 9x13 pan. You can also make these in an 11x7. It's all a couple different ways. Pan size. Both of them, though, had the same ingredients. Most of them were done in 9x13, so that's what we're using. And I went ahead and I buttered the inside of this 9x13. You can also use the spray. I just recommend if you have a non-stick pan like this one is, that you use butter instead of the spray. The spray will eventually form a layer of golden brownness on the outside of your pan, or on your pan, and can it hurt the non-stick portions or parts of your pan. The other thing you're going to need is a saucepan. That's it as far as equipment goes, other than a scale. Scales are always important. I always use a scale in baking. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started with this. Literally has 5 ingredients. Write it down on a little piece of paper here. If I like it, I'll put it in the notebook if I can make it work better. But first thing I have in here is 3 tablespoons or 42 grams of butter. So I didn't write that down on here. There we are. And to that, we're going to add 2 cups or 284 grams, 10 ounces of peanut butter chips of your choice. I have never seen anything in a store other than Reese's chips, but if you have other chips that you can get a hold of, great. So we're going to put those two together, and we're going to turn our heat on, and we're going to go ahead and stir these until everything's melted, till the butter's melted, till the chips are melted, and then we'll move on to the next ingredients. Okay, so I did kind of forget, but that's all right. That wasn't anything horrible. But while those are melting, go ahead and get you 3 cups of peanuts together. I've seen them with salted peanuts, unsalted peanuts, a mixture of both. I have a mixture of both. I have a 1.5 cups of unsalted roasted peanuts and a 1.5 cups of roasted salted peanuts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take half of those, and I'm going to pour them in this pan right here in our 9x13 in a nice even layer. I might have poured a bit too much in there. But we just want to get a nice even layer on the bottom. Just like that. And then that way, because once we get this mix ready in the pan, we're going to pour it on top of that. So when I come back, we'll move on. Okay, so we got our peanut butter chips are melted, our butter is melted, we're nice and smooth, which is what we're looking for. Make sure everything's melted in there. So the next thing we're going to add is one 14-ounce can of condensed sweet milk. So that way we can get it in there, just like such. Like I said, I mean, this really is just a simple recipe. And I would like to think there was some magic to, or a way to alter it, but I mean, literally everybody's recipe is pretty much the exact same. I think really the only thing that varies is the amount of peanuts. Some people use 2 cups, some people use 3. We're using 3, which is, I mean, Paydays are synonymous for peanuts that fall off as soon as you open the package. Well, some of them do, not all of them. But we want to get this mixed in here real good. Get it incorporated. Just like such. That was one 14-ounce can. I don't think they come in another size, but if they do, you want the 14-ounce can. I've never seen it come in another size at any rate. Alright, we got that incorporated really good. Now you need 2 cups or 118 grams of mini marshmallows. If you're going to use large marshmallows, let's say you don't have any mini marshmallows, you want to use large ones, it's about 2/3 a cup. For every 11 mini marshmallows, it equals 1 big marshmallow, basically. But I would just go spend the $1.50. It's one of the few things that are left at the cheap at the store still, and get mini marshmallows. They're fun to eat. So we're going to mix these in, and we're going to let this go until our marshmallows are melted. Alright, I'll be right back as soon as those are melted down. Alright, so we got everything melted down here. Alright, our marshmallows are melted down. We don't want to boil it or anything like that. We just got to get everything melted. Go ahead and shut our oven off. And then we're just going to gently pour this over the peanuts as to not disturb them. Set you right there. I hear that sizzle on the towel. And then we'll just gently spread this out. Okay, so we got this spread out, get it all over the peanuts, and then we really only have 2 more steps. Like I said, it's not going to go in the oven. It is a non-bake recipe. Get this corner, this edge here. All right. So we got that covered. Actually, grab a knife here real quick and we'll get the rest of this gooiness off of here. Now, you want to work quickly because... Sorry, Chris is being loud. Yeah. The caramel, the peanut butter caramel that we got going on here, actually starts to set really fairly quickly, and it becomes harder to work. Then we want to take the rest of our peanuts, our other 1.5 cups or so of peanuts. And like I said, if you need to add more peanuts, add more peanuts. It's your candy. You put as much or as little as you like in it. I prefer a fair amount of peanuts myself, but not everybody does, I guess. I would like to think if you're making Payday style candy bars, you would want those in there. And then we're just going to take and put, I'm going to get some more peanuts. Because in this go around, 3 cups just wasn't quite enough. And that's alright. Why? Because it's all our candy. We can do what we want with it. We could call this Mr. or Mrs. Jones peanut cluster, peanut butter, peanut cluster, caramel, nougat, whatever. Completely up to you. But you want to push those down in there just a little bit. That way they get as many as possible into that filling so it'll stick. Now, I mean, you're going to have some fall off no matter what when you cut it, but just like a Payday candy bar, they always fall off. But there is what we have, just like that. So, next thing I got to do is I'm going to simply put this in the fridge. Now, here is where the comments and concerns came in, and what I found out by making that first batch is, this stuff is really good when it's on your finger. But most of the recipes said put it directly in the fridge, which we're going to. And depending on who you watched, what you read, it was anywhere from 30 minutes to a couple hours. Now, that being said, I found after a couple hours, it still wasn't completely cooled, and it was kind of gooey. I mean, not gooey, but you know, you could bend the bars and things like that. So I let this personally sit in there almost completely overnight. I think the first go around, we checked it after about 4 or 5 hours, and they were firm, but not really firm. But by the next morning, you know, I'm talking early morning, like when I got up at 5, they were firm. You know, now you do have to keep these refrigerated. There is no stabilizer in it to keep it at room temperature. We did not temper anything or anything like that. So these will be refrigerator candies, all the same. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in the fridge, and then when I come back, we'll take a look at them, cut one, and give it a try. All right, I'll see you here in just a second. All right, guys. So we let this sit in the fridge for several hours because I fell asleep. It was late at night, and I wanted to go to bed. So it was in the fridge probably about 6 hours, 5.5 hours. And now all we got to do is just cut a piece and try it. I can tell you it's firmed up nicely. In 1 second here, we'll take a look at what we got going on. Get a piece cut out. This has been easier if I used my little spatula, but I didn't. And like I said, just like a real Payday candy bar, some of the nuts will fall off on there, and that's okay. But here we are. I mean, there's our Payday candy bar. Like I said, it's not very stiff. Well, I mean, it is. It's very stiff, actually, but it's not, I don't think you can hold it out right. Now, oh, sorry. That being said, here is our candy bar. Yeah, and I mean, it holds mustard pretty good. It just, you know, wants to fall a little. On that same note, this is like a Payday candy bar, but I want to show you something. So here's what's left of the batch I made the other day. And letting it sit in the fridge. Now, it's been in there a couple days. Let's see how it holds up. Which leads me to believe this really just needs to sit. The longer you let this sit, the firmer that becomes. Sorry, it's just really good. But give this a try. I mean, if you're having a party, you know, doing a party or something like that, this would be a fun little treat for that party. I think it would go over well. I think if you let it sit in the fridge overnight, about 8 to 12 hours, that's about how long it took this original batch to truly firm up. This could be fun. So, like, if you knew you were going to a party or having a party the day before, go ahead and whip these up. What did it take us? 10 minutes? Yeah, and they were in the fridge. And, yeah. So, give these a try. I recommend them. I mean, why not? They're fun. Whip them together, 10 minutes, put them in the fridge overnight. Next morning, you've got a Payday candy bar that you can cut to whatever size you like. And they'd be fun at parties. Let me know if you try this. Let me know if you think it's a horrible idea. Let me know if you know something that I can do differently to maybe not have to stick these in the fridge overnight. I don't mind sticking them in the fridge overnight. Anything I can make ahead of time for something down the road, great. I can tell you they last at least 3 or 4 days in the fridge, because that's how long that bad boy's been in there. It's 3 days. And they're still good. I ate one earlier. You know, when I got up, that was my breakfast, was a Payday candy bar. So, anyhow, next week, I really don't know what we're doing for dinner on Wednesday. And I'm not sure what we're doing for dessert on Thursday. Well, I think dessert on Thursday is actually going to be, I'm going to show you guys how to make those wild berry Pop-Tarts. So those are fun. I know the cake turned out really pretty. If I can figure out how to do it, I'll put a picture of it in right around now and let you see it. I'm pretty sure I can figure it out. But anyhow, let's give these a try. Let me know what you think. You know, because I think they're going to be awesome. And either way, just let me know. But that being said, I love you. I love you very much. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Tell somebody else you love them. You love them very much. Make some of these up and take them to a friend or neighbor. They're going to be a good conversation piece and a reason to sit down and relax and just talk. You know, it'll be fun. And the world needs that. So until next week for dinner, I love you. I'll see you then. Talk to you later. Bye.